Now, less than a month after winning big on disputed car grants, MPs are expected to start receiving millions of shillings in weekly mileage claims. This comes after the Parliamentary Service Commission, the MP's employer, reverted to the Salaries and Remuneration Commission circular of November 2013. The Treasury is expected to release 2.1 billion shillings in car grants to MPs 5 months after it was abolished by SRC through a gazette notice in July 2017. This means that each of the 416 MPs in the National Assembly and the Senate will now get 5 million Kenya shillings, which was included in the PSC budget passed in March 2017. With a mileage allowance to boot, this is a sure win for the MPs predicated on a High Court ruling which suspended the SRC Gazette notice in a case filed by the Parliamentary Service Commission. The suspended SRC notice had introduced a new regime that sought to have senators and National Assembly members paid a fixed monthly transport allowance through the payroll. Well, our senior parliamentary reporter, Patrick Amimo, now joins us live from Parliament buildings with an update on this. Patrick, this must be the best news for members of Parliament since the year began.
This particular matter, it was supposed to apply in the 12th Parliament. That's when SRC came up with this particular review of the salaries and other benefits as pertains to public servants, state officers, and all people in government employment, on how the government will manage their wage and other allowances. That's why we saw in July that Gazette notice was published, and SRC, according to it was supposed to apply in the 12th Parliament as soon as after the August 8th election. But once the 12th Parliament was convened, we saw members of Parliament argue that SRC has gone against the plans on how to go about implementing such issues. They argued that they were not consulted, saying that this particular arrangement came when members of Parliament were busy preparing for elections, and so they felt it was unfair to them. That's why they rushed to court, and we saw the court on December 15th, 2017, put aside SRC from the implementation of its agenda to Parliament. That's why we see now the clerk to the National Assembly and the counterpart in the Senate have come up with this circular asking members of Parliament to come up with these the respective mileage allowances, plus filling in the kind of vehicles they'll be using to visit their constituencies in order to start benefiting from these allowances by month end. So it's a window the MPs are trying to exploit, because the matter is still before the court, and Justice Odunga, who put up that particular injunction, is yet to hear the matter undetermined, because it is until the matter is determined that's when we'll know for sure whether MPs will continue enjoying these perks as per the previous agreement of SRC in 2013, and or the 2017-2022 regime will apply, which according to SRC was to be binding to MPs as they continue with these 5-year term. What happened is that in the SRC recommendation, they scrapped the 5 million shillings car grant, and instead allowed MPs to have 7 million shillings as a car loan. They had also allowed MPs to have 20 million shillings in car grant. The SRC had also scrapped those responsibility allowances. They had scrapped those plenary sessions, sitting allowance for plenary sessions, where each MP was earning 5,000 shillings per plenary session, because according to SRC, this is one of the work of MPs that they should not be paid when they attend plenary sessions, because it's their duty and mandate to do that. They also capped the committee sitting arrangements to 80,000 shillings per month for 16 sittings for the committees, and which was to be pegged at 80,000 shillings per month. This was all done in an effort to ensure that the wage bill is brought down, because according to SRC, it has expressed concern that the ballooning wage bill had shot to almost 40%, which according to the international standards is way beyond what is allowable for government to pay in terms of remunerations and other salaries. So they wanted to bring, at least to reduce the wage bill, and also ensure that the money that is saved goes to development. And in this particular arrangement, SRC was targeting at 9 billion shillings, at least a saving of 9 billion shillings from these particular austerity measures that had been put in place. I think this particular matter, as it comes, we saw Parliament MPs were very much particular against that particular arrangement, and we saw just recently when MPs came to, when they were constituting committees, those members were in the Parliamentary Service Commission. When their names were suggested, MPs came up against them and said they will not endorse that particular list because, according to them, those members failed to protect Parliament and when they appeared before the SRC and allowed MPs to their packs to be slashed. So that matter, that committee has not been constituted. Right now, Parliament is in a long recess. They'll be resuming their sittings on February 13th. That's when this particular committee will see whether the same membership will be retained and or they claim a new membership. But according, the majority of MPs want these packs as early as yesterday. But to talk on camera, most of them are a bit apprehensive because they fear the backlash. Remember, in December, in September, when this matter was canvassed, and we saw this Kiambu women rep Gadhoni Wambo-Shomba, when she came in support of these particular packs and attacked SRC for having slashed MPs' pay from 710,000 shillings to 625,000. Her constituents were very, very mad about her. They immediately embarked on a mission to collect signatures until the MP had to apologize to constituents. So it's something that is very, very is a thorny issue, and MPs are also working at with guarded steps when it comes to these particular allowances, because it's something that Kenyans out there are very mad about, and they say MPs are behaving in a selfish manner. So we'll see how the court will go about it. The president is on record when the matter also came, when the MPs were agitating for it. He was on record saying that he was worried that MPs, even before they start the House business, they are already agitating for a salary hike, and he said he will not allow that. So it's something that is attracting both support and also condemnation in equal measure.
Right.
So as it is before Parliament. Today they are in court trying to see how the matter will be argued out. But SRC, the lawyers for Parliamentary Service Commission, argue SRC is not properly constituted, so it cannot implement this particular gazette notice, as it were. Akisa?
All right, we'll see how this goes. But of course, this latest reaction has caused a lot of reaction from Kenyans on social media and beyond. But from Parliament, that is our senior parliamentary reporter, Patrick Amimo. Let's